Hello friends, I welcome you in lecture number 2 on sequence and series of complex numbers. In previous lecture we have introduced definition of convergence and divergence of sequence and series. In this lecture we will discuss some results or tests for deciding convergence and divergence of the series. So we just recall that an infinite series is convergent if its sum is finite, and formal definition is infinite series is convergent if the sequence of its partial sums is convergent. So we start with this result. This result says that if a series of complex numbers sigma zn is convergent, then limit of nth term of this series is always 0 as n tends to infinity. So from this we can have this nth term test for divergence. This result says that if series is convergent, then limit of nth term of this series must be 0. So this is the necessary condition for convergence of this series. So from this we can say that if limit of nth term is non-zero or limit of nth term fails to exist, then this series is divergent. So this test is known as nth term test for divergence, because using this test we can decide the divergence of the series. So we remember this result: if limit of nth term is non-zero or limit of nth term fails to exist or limit of nth term does not exist, then series is always divergent. We consider one example. Given series is sigma 1 over n cube plus I. So to check convergence or divergence of this series, first we try to find out limit of nth term of this series. So here nth term is 1 upon n cube plus I. We denote this nth term by Zn. Now limit of Zn as n tends to infinity equal to limit of 1 over n cube plus I. This is equal to limit of n cube. This we can write as limit of 1 over n cube as n tends to infinity plus 1 into limit of I as n tends to infinity. So this is equal to, now limit of 1 over n cube as n tends to infinity is 0, and the limit of this I have to write as I into limit of 1. So limit of 1 is 1 because 1 is constant, so we obtain 0 plus I, which is I, and it is different from 0. This shows that limit of nth term is non-zero, therefore given series is divergent by nth term test for divergence. But if limit of nth term is 0, then we cannot say anything about the convergence or divergence of this series. Converse of this result is not true. Converse of this result is if limit of Zn equal to 0, then this series is convergent. So that converse statement is not true. So keep in mind, if limit of nth term is non-zero, then series is always divergent. But if limit of nth term is 0, we cannot say anything. So we have to think for another results or tests in that case. So now before discussing one more test for convergence, we understand two definitions which are required in that test. First definition is absolutely convergent series. So definition is same as in the case of series of real numbers. Suppose we have this complex series sigma zn equal to z1 plus z2 plus z3. So this series is called absolutely convergent if the series of the absolute values of the terms, which is absolute value of z1 plus absolute value of z2 plus absolute value of z3. If we take absolute value of each term of given series, and we construct new series which is denoted by sigma absolute value of Zn. So if this series which is obtained by taking absolute value of each term of given series, so if this series is convergent, given series is known as absolutely convergent series. Next definition is conditionally convergent series. So suppose we have this series sigma Zn. So if sigma Zn is convergent but sigma mod Zn is divergent, sigma mod Zn is the series obtained from this series by taking absolute value of each term. So if sigma Zn is convergent but sigma mod Zn is divergent, then sigma Zn is called conditionally convergent. So conditionally convergent series means given series is convergent but it is not absolutely convergent. If given series is convergent but it is not absolutely convergent, then given series is known as conditionally convergent. And we understand this result. This says that if a series is absolutely convergent, then it is always convergent. This means if sigma mod Zn is convergent, sigma Zn is always convergent. Sigma mod Zn is convergent, that means sigma Zn is absolutely convergent. So if sigma mod Zn convergent implies sigma Zn is convergent. Now we understand this result or test for convergence known as comparison test. So suppose we are given this series of complex numbers denoted by sigma Zn. Suppose there exists a convergent series sigma Bn with non-negative real terms. That means this value of Bn is non-negative for each value of n. So if there exists this non-negative series of real numbers denoted by sigma Bn such that absolute value of Zn is less than or equal to Bn for every n, then the given series is convergent if this sigma Bn is convergent. So we can understand in this way. We are given this sigma Zn. We are given this series sigma Zn, and suppose we are able to find out this series such that Bn is greater than or equal to 0 for all n. Sigma Bn is series of non-negative real numbers. So if there exists a series of non-negative real numbers such that absolute value of Zn is less than or equal to Bn for n equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on, then we can see that if we take summation on both sides, sigma mod Zn is less than or equal to sigma Bn n equal to 1 to infinity. So this sum is bigger than this infinite sum. Now if sigma Bn is convergent, this sum is finite and this summation is smaller than this finite sum, so this is also finite. So if big sum is finite, smaller sum is finite. That means if big series is convergent, series which is smaller than that is always convergent. So we are comparing this sigma mod Zn with this series. So if mod Zn is less than or equal to Bn, sigma mod Zn is less than or equal to sigma Bn. This implies if sigma Bn is convergent, sigma mod Zn is also convergent. And we know that if sigma mod Zn is convergent, sigma Zn is also convergent, because absolutely convergent series is always convergent. So if this happens, then given series is convergent. In fact, it is absolutely convergent. So if we want to apply this comparison test to given series, we have to think for another convergent series of real numbers such that this condition is satisfied. Absolute value of Zn is less than or equal to Bn and belongs to n. So we consider one example, and for comparison test we can use geometric series. to compare some series of complex numbers can be compared with geometric series of complex numbers. So we write what is geometric series of complex numbers. It is similar to the geometric series of real numbers. Instead of real numbers we have complex numbers. So the geometric series is denoted by sigma zn n equal to 0 to infinity. This is equal to 1 plus z square. So we can see ratio of any two successive terms is same, which is z. So this is geometric series in the complex variable z. So if this series is geometric series, then it is convergent if absolute value of z is less than 1, and divergent if absolute value of z is greater than or equal to 1. So geometric series is convergent in this case only. Absolute value of z is less than 1. If absolute value of z is greater than 1 or equal to 1, then geometric series is divergent. And if the series is convergent, then sum of this geometric series is given by 1 over 1 minus z if absolute value of z is less than 1. So this is the formula for sum of geometric series in case absolute value of z is less than 1. Now we consider this example to understand comparison test. Check the convergence of this series sigma I to the power n divided by n square minus I. So if we want to find out if we want to check the convergence of this series by comparison test, first we find out modulus or absolute value of nth term, so that we may have the idea that with which series we can compare this given series. So absolute value of I raised to n over n square minus I equal to absolute value of I raised to n divided by absolute value of n square minus I. Absolute value of I is 1, and here absolute value of n square minus I is square of n square, which is n raised to 4, plus square of minus 1, which is 1. So we try to think behavior of this series. It behaves like which series? So we can see this behaves like 1 over n square, because we have square root of n raised to 4 plus 1. So this series behaves like 1 over n square, sigma 1 over n square. So we can compare this series with sigma 1 over n square. So nth term of given series is given by this. Absolute value of z raised to n is 1 over n raised to 4 plus 1. So we try to compare with this series. So we know that n raised to 4 plus 1 is always bigger than n raised to 4 for every n, and if we take square root, it is always true. Square root of n raised to 4 plus 1 is bigger than square root of n raised to 4 equal to n square, where n is greater than or equal to 1. Now we require 1 over square root of n raised to 4 plus 1, so we take a reciprocal of both the sides. Now this is nothing but absolute value of Zn, which is less than 1 over n square. N is greater than or equal to 1. And we know that sigma 1 by n square is always convergent. So therefore sigma mod Zn is also convergent. We know that sigma 1 by n square is convergent. Hence by comparison test, sigma Zn is convergent. And Zn is nothing but I raised to n over n square minus I. So in fact it is absolutely convergent. So here we have compared this sigma mod Zn with sigma 1 by n square. Sigma 1 by n square is bigger than sigma mod Zn, and it is finite, therefore sigma mod Zn is finite, therefore it is convergent, and therefore given series is also convergent by comparison test. So in this lecture we have discussed two tests to decide the convergence of given series. One is nth term test for divergence and second is comparison test. We have also defined absolutely convergent and conditionally convergent series, and we have discussed convergence of geometric series. In the next lecture we will discuss some more convergence tests for deciding the convergence of series of complex numbers. So I hope you like this lecture. Thank you very much.